Now they are like rock stars, though they wear clean clothes and take baths. Even occasional televised poker viewers recognize Johnny Moneymaker, Annie Duke, Howard Lederer, Johnny Chan, Phil Hellmuth, and Amarilla Slim. There is a lot of money involved in the World Series of Poker and other televised events, and there are high-stakes games in Las Vegas, various Indian casinos, and in the backrooms of bars across the country. And the total gambled in these venues is dwarfed by the staggering sums wagered on internet poker, which is like crack for compulsive gamblers. Where a lot of money is involved, can crime ever be far behind? In the case of poker specifically and gambling in general, defining crime is as easy and sensible as drawing to an inside straight. In what must be regarded as Orwellian doublespeak or the height of cynicism, there are laws on the books of every state that make it a crime to gamble for money. There are far more venues in which it is permitted to place a wager in Las Vegas than there are in New York, for example, where it's a lot easier than in Utah, where it's pretty much outlawed. Okay, you figure, while you may not agree with the law or like it, you understand the concept, which is to protect those who can least afford to lose their hard-earned food and rent money. While those who see it as a form of moral depravity may be a trifle zealous, federal and state regulations against alcohol, at one time, and drugs, currently, and cigarettes, imminently, were also passed for what is perceived as the common good. But there is a lot of money involved, so some clever politicians, in consort with those who stood to gain, made an occasional exception. It was horse racing in some states. Bingo and charity gambling nights received some exemptions. Certain cities in Nevada, then New Jersey, and can the rest of the country be far behind, licensed gambling casinos. Perhaps the most pernicious exceptions are the state-run lotteries, which spend fortunes advertising. The odds against winning the big prize are astronomical, but it's not very expensive to buy a ticket, or 2 or 3, every week, year after year. So the poor plunk down their precious dollars as TV, radio, and newspaper advertising exhorts them to play again and again. Hey, you never know. Lotteries are a tax on the stupid. The greedy politicians who promote them, wanting always more and more tax revenue, smirk at how cleverly they got away with it. Off-track betting parlors fall into a similar sewer of moral cynicism. Many years ago, when I worked in the sports department of the New York Daily News, I bet, oh, the shame, on sports and horse racing. I knew my bookie, who used his profits to send 2 kids to Notre Dame and who talked me out of a couple of bets that were beyond my means. He was at risk of being arrested at any moment of any day. The OTB Emporium 2 blocks away flourished as subway and television advertising pimped the glories of betting, just so long as it was with a state-run gambling enterprise. How then are these state-run gambling establishments worse than the mafia and other hoodlums who make gambling opportunities available to those who want it? Okay, I'll concede that the governor won't knock on your door in the middle of the night and break your arms and legs. But then the crooked noses don't broadcast commercials telling you what a great idea it is to put the rent money on your lucky number, either. Poker is quite a different kettle of fish from playing a number or putting down $20 on some horse running in a $6,000 claiming race at a distant racetrack, of course. A poker player relies on getting some good cards, without doubt, but also on knowing what to do with them. Understanding a little about the odds, trying to keep track of which cards have been played, reading your opponent's faces and body language, makes it a test of skill as well as nerve. Those smart dudes and dudesses on ESPN and virtually every other channel, it seems, winning hundreds of thousands or even millions at Texas Hold'em, don't become legends because they're lucky, although that is an element of poker, as it is in life, that should never be discounted. There are some smart dudes and, yes, dudesses in the following stories, and as in real life,
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.